to share what happened before. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the live broadcast. And I've got a special guest here today.
oh,
Wait, wait. Don't leave. Don't leave. We're going to talk. Can you come sit over here?
no,
Can you come sit over here? Mimi Gong Gong are going to be here soon. Come, come, come. Okay. Well, I think I was not here last night, but there's, anyway, typical crazy things going on. Come sit here. Daniel, come sit here. Okay, so I can see you because we are going to talk about.
and then Gaga.
Yes, we're going to talk to Mimi Gong Gong and we're going to tell them what happened today. Because today, I thought it was a quiet day, right? But what do I say when you think, just because you think it's quiet wherever you live, doesn't mean that there isn't a war going on in another place. Like, for instance, today I was in Beit Jala, which is outside of Bethlehem, and there was like no war going on over there, like not because it's 2 miles away and it doesn't apply to that geographic area, but because they don't have sirens, they don't have shelters, they don't shut down. So that's it, it's all open, and they're not acting like it's the middle of a war. We did not get any sirens while we were there, but something happened today in now Jerusalem. It's been very quiet here in Jerusalem, which again, then you look, Mimi Gong Gong, say hi, Daniel.
Hi.
Hi. Come, I want you to tell them what happened today. So we didn't get, and Natasha's saying hi too. You have to wave. Everybody's saying hi to you. So we didn't get any for over 24 hours or something. Can't even remember anymore. And then in the middle of the afternoon, Daniel, what happened today?
A book.
What happened today?
I know.
There was what?
I know.
Siren.
Right.
There was a siren without the usual alert. Usually you have on your phone, which gives you a little bit of a heart attack, the 10-minute or 5 to 10-minute alert that there are going to be sirens. Well, we're all sitting here, of course. Now somebody's got his socks on, but he did not have his socks on, and we had no idea where his shoes were, and we basically ran down the stairs. Right? You ran down the stairs with no socks and no shoes. We brought his socks. And that's how it went today. I still have no idea. I haven't heard any reports about what that was all about, where the missile was from. Actually, we have no idea. And also we heard a couple of impacts. I don't know where, or I think somebody said or I saw in the news that it was in East Jerusalem, just past the old city. But again, I haven't seen any of that on the news. But there, and Callie says hi too.
Hi.
And Natasha says, oh my, because that was, we were not ready for that one. Let's put it that way. But the moral of the story is keep your socks on and your shoes close by. And we have definitely gotten a little lax in that regard. And this one has an issue with keeping socks on. And so but now it looks like he's learned his lesson. It looks like he's a little bit of trauma going on here. He's kept his socks. But there were actually 2 sirens in a row while we were out there. So it wasn't just we didn't get a warning, but there was another siren on top of that, which extended our stay in the shelter. And again, I don't really know what happened out of that one. I don't know. Maybe somebody who is in Jerusalem knows what happened there.
Nama.
Who?
Nama.
Nachman? No.
Nama.
No. Not now. We got to keep it kosher. It's Easter. No Nachman on Easter. So anyway, happy Easter.
Bad guy.
Those of you celebrating.
Bad guy.
And
Bad guy.
which bad guy? Yeah, we watched The Chosen
Bad guy.
before, and we saw some bad guys and some good guys.
Bad man.
But I'll tell you
Bad
about the bad stuff happening around the region. So,
Bad
wait,
man.
let's see what. Oh, Marcia says hi to
Hi.
Daniel from Illinois, and
man.
Natasha said, "Oh, wait, guys! Oh my gosh, look, I forgot about this.
Mm.
Right, I can put that here.
Yes.
let's see, what does overlay do? I don't like that as much. And can I put a background? What is rounded? Ooh, that's better because then you can actually see. You can see that. Oh, but it cuts off Daniel. Well, he's not normally there. They told us that during the early spring storms, they told us that during the early spring storms we've been having in Oklahoma. Have you been having storms there? We had a dust storm here, like a ridiculous dust storm, but not an Oklahoma storm. That's for sure. And we actually haven't had rain in a few days, which is very nice. And Kathy from Canada says hi to Daniel. You know Esther from Shalva? She's friends with Esther. Yeah. Yeah. So no, now we're not going to talk about the bad men. Okay. So what we are going to talk about is the ongoing negotiations look like they are coming to an end. President Trump is not happy. Now I'm going to take these off because we're going to go to one of the screens here. Let's check it out. What does President Trump have to say about this? He says, remember when I gave Iran, yes, we've been talking about this. We have been talking so much about this. When I gave Iran 10 days to make a deal or open up the Hormuz Strait, time is running out. 48 hours before all hell will rain down on them. Glory be to God.
God.
President Donald J. Trump. Wow. Now, I have to say, we have been talking about this. And if you remember, I have been saying it puts us at April 6th, and today is April 4th. So, and I know because I checked my phone, but that is actually that is actually, like, we've been saying this all along, like up till April 6th. And so he has gone back to that ultimatum now, despite taking a detour through negotiation land, which we don't even know with whom he was negotiating. You know, somebody said he's negotiating with the Speaker of the Parliament, Mohammed Ghalibaf. And yeah, Ghalibaf. Can you say that? Yeah, it's a tough name. But he, I don't know if he, but somebody was saying on 2CTV, he was saying that, thank you, Daniel. Thank you.
Welcome, Mom.
You're really running the live stream today. I mean, seriously, I can't believe it. This is probably going to be the AI generated thumbnail. It's going to be like Daniel kissing me or something. Yeah, Tony's not here, by the way, to like help. What's the word? Manage the live stream, and Raya is learning in the background, trying to dredge up more food because apparently, like all of the RFC, not KFC, from Beit Jala, and the other chicken and the salads and the huge things of hummus and enough bread to last us through all of Passover. None of that's enough because now she wants pasta. When did she ever want pasta? That's unbelievable. Okay, yeah. So anyway, so that's what was I saying? Thank you, Daniel. Mimi and Gong Gong love you, and everybody is saying, "Aw." We have like an almost all female lineup today. That's so this is great. Okay. And Natasha says 6 tornadoes in the state last night. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Wow. Stay safe. Stay safe. That's the common saying all throughout the region here as well. Okay. So, so Halibaf, that's what I was saying. There are apparently, this is something I cannot confirm, but some Iranian opposition reports are saying that he has been posting on social media, but nobody's seen his face. And so the question is he alive or is he in hiding? And that, of course, is the same question with the supreme leader, Moshtaba Khamenei. Is he alive or is he in hiding? Nobody knows. And with Khamenei, he's only issued 2 statements, or I think just 2. And so we don't and just written statements. So we don't nobody's seen him since he was appointed, which was the death of his father, a little bit after that. And and that was back in February, on February 28th, when the father was killed. And hello to Marilyn. I'm so glad you guys are. This is awesome. I'm glad you guys are joining live. So wait, let me pop these back up because Daniel's not here. But anyway, I could try another background, and then let's see. This is custom. Oh, look at that. Oh, all right. So that's rounded. That's compact, and this is custom. I don't know. Here, let's go with compact for a while and see what happens there. You guys can let me know what you like.
Nah, man.
I mean, this is your stream as much as mine, so you can let me know what you guys think of the comment bar that I've recently discovered. So I see many of you are on Facebook, and I have got, it looks like just Marilyn is on YouTube. Okay, awesome, interesting to know. See, now I'm getting all this interesting information. All right, so now so Trump extended his ultimatum, and so what does that mean? That puts us, today is Saturday. So Easter, we'll get through Easter, which is the 5th. There is another Easter coming up, by the way, which is more so what the Middle Easterners celebrate. For the Orthodox Christians have and the Protestant and Catholic Christians have different calendars for Easter. So the Orthodox falls this year next week on the 12th. So tomorrow is Palm Sunday, actually, and Tony is from the Armenians are Orthodox, so they have the different calendars. So for him, it's Palm Sunday tomorrow. Let me see, what did Callie say? The background behind them is easier to see. It is, isn't it? Let's try that again. I do agree. Oh, I see. Custom means I have to actually make difficult choices right now, so I'm not going to do that. I could actually go through and customize. What did I just do? Oh, it's all right. I didn't do anything. Okay. All right. So in conjunction with Trump's, oh, wow, that's so interesting. Now I really have to look this up. In conjunction with Trump's ultimatum that he extended, the IDF, the Home Front Command, also extended its state of emergency measures through, I think, yes, April 6th at 8 p.m. So there's something going on with April 6th. And so that would be the day to watch. Now, I've been mentioning this before as well. Oh, and I see more people have joined. Okay, Hanel, oh my gosh, great to see you. And Margaret, Kim's friend from Alabama. Oh, very cool. I'm the one who visited you and your family and your son. Oh, yes. And my kids wrote your names in 3 languages. That was back before they were teenagers, and they were nice and cute. Oh my gosh, that is so cool, Margaret. Wow, I totally remember that. So you were here in this living room. That is amazing. Wow, I'm so glad you connected. All right, very cool. All right, so everybody's extending their threats and their emergency status through the 6th. Now, I'll tell you what, things are quiet here in Jerusalem, but when I looked at my phone and saw the alerts that were going on in the rest of the country, it was bad. The north pretty much had nonstop sirens. There was even a missile or rocket or drone, not a missile, probably either a rocket or drone, that went undetected and landed right outside someone's house. There were no injuries. Like today, there are no injuries. There's only some damage, all to buildings, to infrastructure, streets, etc. They are also saying that in one of the recent missile barrages, that one of them damaged right outside the Kiryat, which is the main Department of Defense base in Israel that's located in Tel Aviv. So that was a major hit and a major admission as well. Now, Iran says that they have been aiming for these specific targets. They have been aiming for Dimona, for the nuclear site that's in the south, and they have also been aiming for the oil refineries in Haifa, and they have been aiming for also the, what do you call it? The military bases, one of which is there. And also, if you want to look at this, and hi, Uncle Anthony, by the way, I just saw you popped up. If you want to look at this, they also said that this guys. Oh wait, no, I just went to the wrong site. I went to the site from the opposition. But wait, I'm actually going to take you to the IRGC site itself. This is the Iranian propaganda site where they put out the regime news. And there is the top headline: Iran's army launches drone strikes on Israeli targets at Ben Gurion Airport. And it was aimed at disrupting Israeli military air operations and command systems. So look at this. Let's see. I mean, this is where you can see what they're saying. This is actually great. Fresh wave of drone attacks. I don't remember drones. I thought we had only missiles, but I don't know. The PR office of the Islamic Republic of Iran announced that Iranian forces have carried out a large-scale drone attack against positions of the Zionist regime at Ben Gurion Airport. Addressing the Iranian nation, the statement said, in response to the continued use of the airport by the U.S. and Israeli regime for operations against Iran. I didn't even know this. The army targeted several key facilities from early Saturday morning. These included the new control tower, the control tower. Now, do they say if there was damage? They say what they were aiming for, but they say, oh, it involved extensive strikes on both military and civilian across Iran, causing significant casualties. And wait a second, are they talking about? No, they're talking about the U.S. The U.S. and Israel have launched large-scale unprovoked military campaign against Iran. The attack. Okay, so they're saying the U.S. and Israeli forces have caused deaths and damage in Iran. That is true. Both sides say that. So, okay. But they are not saying here whether or not their attack did any damage. But anyway, I just find it very interesting to every so often pop on the site and see what they are saying. Now, I don't see anything here. Oh, here's something interesting, though, that we do want to talk about, because this is Kalibaf. I was talking about him before, the parliament speaker, Mohammed Kalibaf. And again, I don't know if he said, nope, look, it's a post on his X account, the platform formerly known as Twitter. He posted today, and they have threatened now to shut off the Bab el Mandeb Strait, which is the Red Sea. So we are going to go to the map right now so that you can then see. Oh, wow. A lot of people popped on while I was on the other screen. Hello to Cheryl. Hello to Mary. Thank you. You are welcome. Thank you. And Janice, thank you very much. I was going to say I'm having fun, but that's a ridiculous thing to say, isn't it? Okay, so let's go to, oh no, I need directions. Where am I walking? Not these directions. Wait. No. How do we search? Okay. Let's just go to maps. Let me just redo this whole thing. And we want to go to the strait, Bab el Mandeb Strait, because to see where this is located, and then we will understand that why the Houthis are crucial here. Okay, so here's the Red Sea. Can you guys see this? So you've got the Red Sea. This is what we're looking at over here. And now let's see where the Strait of Hormuz is. Okay, the Strait of Hormuz is now up here. You see where it says Dubai? This is the Strait of Hormuz, and this is what they're talking about right now. In this, the Persian Gulf, Arabian Gulf, all of this this is what Iran is blocking right here. And of course, it's impacting all of the Gulf states because they can't get their goods out, they can't get their goods in. Now, what happens over here, down here, where you see like Djibouti and Yemen? Over here is the Bab el Mandab Strait. That is where everybody's getting out of the Red Sea. So now what has been happening is that the oil, they found a back door for the oil. The back door, like all of these countries that normally send their oil by sea, they're now sending it by land through Saudi Arabia. It's coming out of Saudi Arabia into the Red Sea and going right through this strait right here. And so they're like, all right, we'll bypass you guys. And instead, the comments blocked the map. Thanks, guys. Let me go back to chat. Okay, here you go. Let me just let you see this now. Again, that you've got the Hormuz up here by Dubai, and you've got Bab el-Mandeb. You've got that down here by Yemen, and the Houthis are based in Yemen. And the Houthis they launched several things today at Israel, drones and I think and missiles. The last missile was just like within the last 2 hours, so it looks like they were way more active today than usual. But if they block this now, they no longer have the backdoor access to go through this strait to get out to sea. Now, let's see. Maybe they've already thought of this, but maybe they can just go through. Actually, maybe then Saudi Arabia would be forced to go through Israel to get it into the Mediterranean Sea. I don't know. I just totally made that up, though. I don't know if that's something that actually is possible or something that they would do. But you see, this is where the Houthis come into play, and this could actually be a game changer if they go down there and block that strait. And that's probably what the plan is, actually, and that's what they're saying, actually, anyway. So we'll have to see if that this is what. Okay, yes, Khalibov pointed to the volume of critical global trade flowing through the Bab el Mandeb Strait, raising questions about the share of key commodities and the role of major countries and companies. What share of global oil, LNG, wheat, rice, and fertilizer shipments transits the Bab el Mandeb Strait, he asked. Which countries and companies account for the highest transit volumes through the strait? But anyway, this doesn't look like a great translation. I mean, maybe if that's all he said, come on, they got to do better. All right. Well, anyway, enough of looking at well, I was looking at it, not you guys, at their propaganda website. But right now, the big news right now is that Trump is basically saying, oh, wait, Carol wants to know, where is Somaliland? Let me go back to the map. It's right across. It's right across. Great question. Because Somaliland, do you guys know about Somaliland? Let's see. We got to zoom in. It's right across from Yemen. And I believe, in my opinion, this is exactly why. Wait, where is it? What is this? Where's Somalia? Where's everything? Guys, where are you? I need names. Come on. I believe I'm looking at it, but I'm not sure. All right. That probably is, let's see, Somaliland. They really don't want to show it. This is, here's Somalia. This is Somalia. So I think this is Somaliland, but I wonder if this is a political thing that they don't name it, because I'm pretty sure this is Somaliland, because I remember I did an article about this. They're right across. So now, why is that significant? And great question, Carol, because it is significant because Israel just normalize ties with Somaliland. Israel was actually even better than that. Israel was the first nation in the world to recognize Somaliland as a nation, and many, especially like the Turkish bloc, and with Somalia, like they don't recognize Somaliland, but if you just look at its strategic location right across from Yemen and right across from the Houthis, that's like, immediately, like you just look at the geography of like, why did Israel recognize a country that nobody was talking about? And that is why. So very, very interesting. And that could come into play now. But I mean, if Israel has forces there, they only recognized them a few months ago, and I can't imagine that they already have like networks on the ground. And anyway, we'll see. So we'll see what happens with that. But okay, it's about the time of night where I start coughing. All right, so you guys probably know that a couple of one American fighter jet was shot down, and then in the rescue attempts, that there were also helicopters that were shot down, and I think an A-10 plane, though I'm not 100% sure, but that these were like, everybody's accounted for except for one pilot. But I don't know if you know this, but Iran is trying to recruit locals to find the missing pilot, and they have shut down that area. It's like a closed zone now, and they are offering money to whoever will turn in or find or turn in this pilot. So the search is on. You guys probably, if you're in America, you probably have more information about it than I do. Seriously, on the live. Wow. And so anyway, that's something that everybody is watching. Yeah. Also, no new information about the journalist that we've been talking about that was kidnapped. Her name is Shelley Kittleson, and there's a story in ABC where it's they said that she had just been trained on what to do in case she was kidnapped. So unbelievable. I mean, but there's really not a lot of information about, like, since then. Like, I don't know if anybody took responsibility, if any of these groups. So she's a 49-year-old freelancer. She's originally from Wisconsin, according to this story. And let's see, she just underwent hostile environment and first aid training. And this is, I think, a colleague of hers who says that that one of the first things that is always done in HEFAT training is you practice as a journalist in case you would be kidnapped. She went through that, and I know from some people who were with her in the training as well that it was hard for her to process that. And so in that particular part, she was a little stressed out. So anyway, the suspect under arrest has ties to the Iranian alliance group Kataib Hezbollah. So if she was kidnapped by a Shia militia, then they could already have her in Iran, and that would be really bad. I'm looking to see if there's any word on the arrest. I don't, or it says here that there was some arrest, but I don't even see, like, all right. Anyway, so that is really sad. Okay. Let me see. Callie says, my feed is buzzing about the missing pilot. I'm from Goldsboro, North Carolina, which is home to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. Most F-15E pilots trained there were all praying. You know what? I don't know about the pilot who's missing. I didn't know that if he was named or anything. I have no idea. So for the pilot and also for the journalist. Yeah, and Callie, if you want to add the information, I'll put it on the screen because I don't know. And Cheryl says, may the journalist and crew member be found quickly. Yes, and amen. And yeah, kind of aggravating, not more info and action that I've seen here. Yeah, it's really the lack of information is frustrating. And I tell you what, when you do find like sources and you have to go through them all, that can also get frustrating because there is so much. So apparently, sorry, somebody was yelling outside. Wonder if that means the cat's out and she's telling us to pick up the cat. I don't know. Israel, according to, or so put out a few statements. The military put out, oh, by the way, a soldier was killed, an Israeli soldier was killed in southern Lebanon. That just literally broke in the last hour or so. And the first report, I think it was friendly fire. So that's too bad. I think the cat might be out. Is that why there's barking? Is our cat out? All right, never mind. That's ridiculous. I have to worry about this. Hey, Daniel, can you open the door and see if Chuchi's there? Okay, so let's see. So Israel continued. The cat was out. Yeah, and the dog didn't want to go by. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. This is hilarious. Let's see, I believe Kay says, I believe all of the pilots have been rescued. Please confirm that and let me know, because before I started, or when I started watching the news about an hour and a half ago, I had not heard that yet. And so please let me know. Okay, so the IDF is continuing to strike Lebanon and Tehran, or all of Iran, and they're going after petrochemical sites in Iran. Is one of their targets. There's also a lot with the missiles. Now, Israel says that it dismantled a truck used as a mobile ballistic missile launcher in Tabriz in Iran. And then they were able to, I think they did the same thing with Hezbollah. They found some missile launchers. And then talking about Hezbollah, they are going after, they're targeting Iranian terror regime targets in Lebanon. So it says the IDF continued to conduct strikes in Iran and Lebanon. Oh, this is the overall of the weekend. In Iran, dozens of targets belonging to the regime were struck, including a central IRGC site where a variety of weapons were stored, including ballistic missile launchers, sites for the production, storage, and development of ballistic missiles intended to target aircraft, air defense system targets of the Iranian terror regime. Then, in Lebanon, more than 140 Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure targets were struck over the weekend, and a training site, a weapons storage facility, launch sites, headquarters of the Radwan force, and additional Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure in Beirut. So, and then they go on to list a lot of the weapons and things like that. Now, in Iran, they struck, Israel says they struck the petrochemical complex responsible for the production of chemical materials used for weapons. And this was in Mashhad, if I'm saying that right, in southwestern Iran. Okay, now some other information that I've heard about the missiles is that the US can only confirm that 50% of the missiles have been wiped out, or actually they think it's like they have at least 50 still. So So there are still many missiles. Now, also, apparently, they still have the ability to produce missiles. And we saw today that we were getting there were many launched today. I don't know what the number is, but I would say it was probably like in a dozen. Now, usually I go through and I see like also like where whether there were some in Bahrain and UAE and Iraq and Saudi Arabia, etc. But I don't have the information on today. But as far as the so anyway, so that is so there are still missiles. There's still plenty of missiles. Now let me see what Callie says. Photos of the wings that the Iranian media published are F-15 jets used by the 494th Fighter Squadron component of the U.S. Air Force in Europe from the Lakenheath base in the UK. Okay, you know what? They also published parts that aren't from a US plane. It was, I mean, just in an effort to say like what they got. So they're continuing to claim, hi Tammy, that that they have shot down maybe more than they have. Now, people are saying, "Wow, look at the fact that they can do that," but that means their air defense forces are still alive. Which actually, surprisingly, they got not only the one plane, but then the rescue planes or the rescue helicopters. But compared to the number of sorties that both the U.S. and Israel have flown, which is I think over, I mean, is 10,000 unreasonable? I thought I saw 13,000, but maybe it was 1,300, and there's no way I'm going to find it now. But just the fact that like it's a very low percentage of this that has been shot down. So okay. So anyway, I believe I am at the end of my notes for the day. And just in terms of like what I gathered from around, I mean, there's so much more detail. I'll see if I have anything on the screen that I meant to show you. Um, nope, nothing interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, here, I'll show you this. You want to see a little empty for Easter? Okay. Anthony says the second person in the plane is still missing. He is the armorer. Extensive search is still going on. Okay. That is the last I heard as well. Okay. All right. Iran is continuing to fire the cluster missile warheads that spread and send like little bombs around the country. So just so you guys know, like that is still happening, like when they're sending them. And also Hezbollah, it still has quite the arsenal, and they are launching a lot at northern Israel. But here, guys, is the empty old city in Jerusalem before Easter. I don't have to play the whole video for you. You guys can watch this. This was
Well, I'm just wandering around the old city. This is what we usually do.
But I just want to show you the emptiness here. This is right before Easter. Normally there's a ton of people,
friends, and
thousands of people.
Wonderful coffee shop over here, and always eat at our hummus place. But it is very sad to see all of this shuttered. They can't be opened for various reasons, and it's for safety reasons. There's no bomb shelters in the old city, and so it is unsafe for gatherings. Anyway, it's just very sad after years.
Here, I want to show you the
for various reasons to see it like this. All right, I just want to
look at this, guys. Look at the palms they make here. Thank you, Cheryl. Look at this. This is how they make palms here. You can message them and ask. They weave them together and they sell them in this like elaborate weave with flowers, with like fresh flowers inside. It's so beautiful. I hope you got a chance to for us. Tomorrow's Palm Sunday for the Orthodox and Easter for the rest of the world. Yeah, Callie, it's really sad.
What are we doing?
Look, that's outside the church. And look, it's closed. So you see the doors from both sides of the holy to the courtyard of the Holy Sepulchre are closed, and nobody gets in except maybe a couple of priests that will do the mass there. But I walked around the old city last night, and we saw that they are letting people into
Even if they could
the
open,
Western Wall
there are
area.
no tourists to buy from them.
Here, I'm gonna
So it
shut myself off now. This is a video you guys could go watch it on the YouTube channel. But by the way, I found one picture of one of the cluster missile warheads that landed in an Arab or Palestinian village outside of Jerusalem. I'm not sure if it's considered East Jerusalem or if it's actually like Palestinian territories.
God.
But that is the like one of the missiles inside the warhead.
I know.
That's pretty
Mhm.
bad. Oh, of course, this channel would have it. Dang. I'll look later because by the time I find it, because they send like 1,000 messages a day and I have to translate them. So anyway. Okay. Oh, and then the other thing I was going to show you. Wow. So I went to the one so here's the irony. I can't answer this question. If you ask, I cannot answer it. The Holy Sepulchre is closed. Like that is the main show. That's where it all happened, right? That's closed. But the Saint Savior's Church is open. And they had, whoever went, like maybe 100 people, I don't even know, went to the funeral of Jesus for Good Friday. And they literally do a funeral. Will maybe do, I mean, I wasn't there for the whole thing, but look at this. They have the body of Jesus. Get my messages out there. All right. They have the body of Jesus laid out. And these are two scouts. She's a scout and maybe her brother or somebody. And they, like, everybody goes up to the altar where the body's laid after like a 3-hour ceremony. And they literally pay their respects to the body of Jesus. And I mean, I couldn't believe it. Look at this. Look at this church. It's amazing. It's like one of the overlooked places in the old city to go visit. It's Saint Savior's Church. Come on, focus. Do I have to back up? Do I have to go forward? All right. Anyway, you get the picture. Now, at the same time, we did a little research. I was with a friend who's a lawyer, and here's the Holy Sepulchre closed. But what is open is a line for if you want to go to the Western Wall. And they're allowing, here's the line, 50 people at a time to get in to the Western Wall. How do you like that, guys? So for the person I was with, very upset about that. Here's the Western Wall in any case, very empty.
Are we not going to go in the?
Very empty. So what, Raya?
Are we not going to go to that church? The Holy Sepulchre
The-
because of the war?
Yeah, because of the war. Okay. So anyway, to all of you celebrating, have a happy Easter tomorrow. We still have another week, so I like that. I feel like I can stay in the season a lot longer. We've got. I'm usually with this date, of tomorrow, but Tony's with the other date. So it's like we've got sometimes we have as many as 5 weeks from one to the other. But in this, anyway, it's nice to, this time it's like, it's right one after the other. I think last year or a couple years ago, they both landed on the same day. Callie, I know, who knew you could go to Jesus's funeral in Jerusalem? I, you know what? When I'll tell you what, you can look at it like, um, I'll tell you how I looked at it last night. When I saw those two kids, one who's a teenager and one maybe he's 12 or something like that, kneeling for 5 minutes next to the body of Jesus and touching the wounds and kissing his head, I was like, oh my goodness, like that is reverence that we do not see anywhere these days. And so I am all in favor now of the funeral because I think it really puts you, it gives you a better understanding of exactly what happened and what played out that night. Now, I know that religious ceremonies of any religion are can be, what's the word, like oppressive and heavy. But when I saw the fruit of it with these kids who actually were like just, you could just see them like anchoring their faith at that altar, or just, you know, like literally like touching the wounds of, it's like wooden, it's a wooden figure of Jesus. And I have seen the procession in years past, like I've seen them go by. I never really understood what was happening because I don't think the Orthodox do quite that. They do something similar. They do processions, but this was a Catholic ceremony. It's a Catholic church. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, like these kids, like they know their faith. They know what they believe. And that's not something you see kids doing. Like most kids would be like embarrassed or make fun of it. But I was like, wow, all right, I'm touched. So I know what you're saying. And yet, like for me, that experience yesterday, I was like, all right, I got it. So, all right. So anyway, tomorrow's actually like a regular work day in Israel, despite being Easter for the Christians, and so we'll see. But anyway, kids don't have school because it's Passover break, and we'll see what we do. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for joining. Stay tuned because April 6th is right around the corner and this ultimatum is about to meet its deadline. So thank you for joining and happy Resurrection Day. Happy Easter if you're celebrating, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao.